Yo, what's up, gamers? Bit of a different video than the ones that I usually make, because I'm usually quite light-hearted and whatnot. But this one's kind of, it's a bit annoying. So Nexon have recently, well, I say recently, today, they announced the compensation for transferring the deleted Jett class to a different class. And this compensation is not commensurate in the slightest at all, in my opinion. And if I made a Jett, I'd be absolutely furious. So I'm just making a video just to sort of put it out there. And I'm going to post this in a load of places, just so Nexon maybe see it on the low chance. Because I want to sort of, address this, because I think this is ridiculous. Now, there's a lot of systems in Maple, and a lot of different progression methods, and I don't really think Nexon understands that. For example, and I'll hide this one. One of the things that's not mentioned in this compensation note at all is the inner ability of a character. Now, say you have a Jett-specific inner ability and you transfer to a different class. That different class is going to have a different end-game bossing utility-wise in their inner ability. Now, there's no mention of any sort of honor reroll compensation or any circulators at all or anything like that. So there's a big, massive cost already just being punished because Nexon is deleting your class, which is ridiculous. Along with that, all unequipped items. So you see in my inventory, all of these different fodders, for example, the Arcane Umbras. If it's not equipped, it's not getting transferred to the stats of the new class. So say I equip this Arcane Umbra set here, all of these different fodders would all remain as Pirate, for example. So say you swap to Mage or you swap to Warrior, you're essentially losing all of the fodder items that you have. Now you might think, wow, that's not much, especially in Reg server, you just buy more, right? In Reboot, this character is since November last year. These are all of the fodders I've ever obtained in almost a year of gameplay, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's unacceptable in my opinion. Along with that, all of the unequipped items, say you have a bunch of meso drop gear, where say it has a strength line, like this for example, say that was Dex. If that was unequipped, you have to re-roll your item to then get those lines again, which is ridiculous. I just don't know how Nexon thinks that's a good idea at all. What? Also, secondaries. If you pick and I'll show you this on the actual website just so you know that I'm not going crazy. For example, Dual Blade here. If you pick Dual Blade, you're not getting a Katara. So your secondary is basically useless. If you pick a Mage, they traditionally use a shield in their secondary slot. You're not getting a shield. This also applies to Shadower, so you need to remake another secondary. Now, I believe the reason they've done this is because the replacement secondary is obviously a Star Forceable item, so they have no idea how to do that. At least give them a clean one, bro, with the same lines. What's the issue? It states here that Genesis items, so Genesis pistol, if you have one that's sealed or unsealed, in your inventory, that will get transferred to the item of the new character. So why can't you do that for every single slot in the inventory? What's the issue? Along with that, Oz rings. Say you have a weapon jump ring, that won't get transferred, or at least there's no mention of Oz ring in the note. So we have no idea what's going to happen there. Roar obviously will stay the same because Roar just applies to all classes. Let's say because I know there's endgame Jetts in NA Reboot. Let's say you have a Eternal piece and a Kra piece, and you're using Kra while you're building your full Eternal set. If you don't have one of them equipped, it's GG to the other one. So say you equip your Eternal piece, you then have to remake another 22 Kra of the new job, because you're being punished because Nexon's deleting your class, which is absolutely ridiculous. And in that respect, if you have multiple secondaries for grinding or bossing or just different setups of different lines, you're also out of luck because they're only transferring one of them. And if you pick the wrong class, you're not getting a secondary at all. If you have traces of items, say you have a boomed berserk with 3-line decks, and you just transfer that on the next time you buy one, that trace isn't getting transferred, which is absolutely ridiculous. So basically, if you're transferring as a Jett, if you pick an Archer or if you pick Corsair, then yeah, you're fine, cool, awesome. But if you pick literally anything else out of the 15 options, you're essentially screwed by Nexon because they are deciding to remove your class. Now, a lot of people that maybe watch this are just going to think, Alex, what are you talking about? You're just ranting for no reason. Imagine if this was your main and the amount of time and or money that you have spent playing the game, and everything is essentially just vanished. Like, apart from 18 slots of gear, everything's gone. Another thing, Spellbook, they didn't mention about color changing or anything, because, you know, Spellbook's an all-class item. So you're basically losing 10 decks if you have a... Let's say you have a green book and you swap to a bishop, you lose 10 int because it won't swap your book. Which is crazy. There's probably loads more stuff that I've missed. And I believe there is, because this is just, like, ridiculous. This is unacceptable, man. Like, cool, they give you a bunch of growth potions and, like, a Legion passive thing. Be happy. Nah, dude. This is not, like, it's not cool. So, yeah. Again, imagine if this was your main, man. I play a Dawn Warrior. This doesn't affect me at all. My Jett's level 200. But it's just the principle that this sets. Because imagine they do the same thing to Kanna, or they do the same thing to Hayato. Sure, we know that Hayato is getting a 6th job, so Hayato's, yeah, sure, it's quote-unquote safe. We all thought Jett was safe when they changed a bunch of stuff a couple years ago. This is just unacceptable, man. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm just going to post this bunch of stuff and just say, Nexon, take your head out your ass and just kind of read as a player back what you're giving your own players because you are deciding to remove a class in your game. And just think about how this impacts them just on all levels of play, not just like a level 200 Legion Mule, but all the way up to like the 285 Jetts that are all running Kalos and all of the different items that comes with that, because this is not acceptable. So yeah, I don't want to make videos like this. I hate drama. I hate all this stuff, but man, this just makes me livid. So yeah, thanks very much, and I'll see you another day. Yeah.